Hey guys, what's up? Rain here. Just going to be doing a quick video on the merchants, how you can best utilize them to make some money, get some good items, how everything works, different things like reset times, Goblin merchant rarity, and much more. So we will hop right into that. Inside the merchants here, we'll start with the Alchemist. There will always be 3 items on every single one of these that you really want to look at in order to make money. You'll notice here we have a blue spellbook. We also have, there's another blue spellbook here. And then we also have a blue crystal ball. So each merchant will have 3 items that are typically either green or blue. They have a chance to be upgraded to a blue. This one we got lucky on. All of these items are blue, but you'll see as we go through this, that won't be the case for everything. So you got 3 there. Here we're gonna have 3. This one's a green. And then we also have a blue there, as well as there's the other green. So there's 3 on each. So that's what you want to look for. Find your 3 on each vendor, see what they are, see what the stats are, and if it might be a valuable flip. The Goblin Merchant and Jackal we will talk about in a little bit. There's again 3 on this. The only exception here is the Weaponsmith, which has 7. So if you come through here, you'll notice that there are 7. There's a Morningstar there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's the 7th one right there at the Viking sword. So you get 7 rare items on the Weaponsmith, 3 on everything else. And so you'll want to make sure you go through. You can do that on each one of your characters. They all share a different like merchant stock, I guess, is what I would call it. So if we come in here, we have, there's 1, 2, and then there's probably a green somewhere in here. 1, 2, there it is. There's the other blue. So these all have individual stocks. So you'll want to switch through on each of your characters and see what you get, see what rolls you have. As far as things to buy and what to flip, there's a number of things here. Spellbooks that have magical healing or additional magic damage will always sell for a profit. So you can look for those in here. For the armor, plus additional armor rating can be really good if you're going to sell it to a fighter who's trying to go full tank. The other thing that I find that sells a lot is going to be plus additional weapon damage or plus physical damage. If you have any of those items in here, you can pretty much always flip those for a profit. In the Leathersmith, you're going to be wanting either plus additional magic damage on wizard items, plus magical healing on warlock items, or additional physical damage on the ranger rogue, that kind of a thing. So if you see any items like that in your thing, then you can buy those and flip them. Make sure they do have 2 positive stats on them. So, right, it might be 2 strength, 2 strength, 2 physical damage here. I would be buying these instantly and trying to sell them to a fighter or a rogue or a ranger, right? That's the kind of thing that they're going to want. This one, even though it has additional physical damage on it, has 2 knowledge, which is going to be better for a caster. And because of that, you don't really want to invest your 60 gold. You have a hard time selling this because the knowledge is a dead stat, or the additional physical damage is more or less a dead stat. So moving along, we have the Tailor here. Again, most of these are either looking for additional magic damage on things like Mystic Vestments, and then on the loose trousers and Regal Gambesons, like this Regal Gambeson right here, that's a guaranteed flip. If we come over here and we go to the Wizard's Tower, we can easily be like 150 on this. 3 true magical damage, and this should sell virtually instantly. There it is. So we'll throw that in. We spent 60 gold on it. We lost 15 on a trade fee. We just made 75 gold just by finding 1 item. Super easy to do, super valuable, right there live. But yeah, another thing you'll just notice is just reset. The items all reset every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes on the half hour they reset. I actually don't think this timer does anything. I have no idea why there's a timer counting down from like 24 hours or whatever. The merchants all reset every 30 minutes on the half hour, right? So if it's 10:30 a.m., the next reset will be 11. The next reset will be 11:30, noon, etc. Keep in mind this also accounts for potions. So if you're struggling to get meds and you're waiting, right, you can look at the clock and see how long you have to wait to get meds, and if it's worth maybe switching and doing a run on a different character that you can get meds on, or vice versa, right, or just running without meds. That'll help you understand when these will actually be resetting. So if you want to make the most amount of gold and have the chance for some crazy good items, because you can get nuts items from this, you want to check all of your characters every 30 minutes. You just mouse through, right? You look at your 3 items and everything, and you just see if you got anything insane, right? Because there's always a chance that you pull something, right? A blue item that's like plus, right? You could have a chest piece that's plus 3 physical damage, plus 3 weapon damage. That's a 800 gold item that you can probably buy for 100 gold in here and then resell really quickly. Yeah. So that is how the resetting works. We can real quick jump into Jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern, these will always be purple, but they have unidentified stats, so they're a gamble. In my opinion, it's almost never worth buying these. You're better off just spending the candy on something guaranteed that has better stats. And especially with the new adjustments, with purples only being allowed in high roller, these are just not anywhere near as valuable as they were previously. So, in my opinion, avoid Jack-o'-lantern. And then the other thing is crafting. So if we come here and we look at service, there's some items in here. You have the Grimsile Ring. You have the Things of Death here in the Alchemist. And each one of these items has rolls on it, just like the other rolls, but they're purple. And a lot of times they have other built-in stats. So for instance, this ring is a 2 strength, 9 luck, and then you have rolls on it. So you definitely want to be checking these. You can make ludicrous amounts of gold. You do have to have some capital to start investing though. What I like to do is I'll come in here, I'll look at these rings, right? Or this necklace or whatever. For instance, I see my Grimsile ring, and let's say hypothetically it's a 2 strength, 9 luck, and this rolled 3, or I think it's max at 2 additional weapon damage, 2 additional physical damage, 2 true physical damage, right? Let's just say it's insane. You can get stuff like this. It does happen. So you can come in here and be like, oh my gosh, I have the best ring in the world. I'm going to look at my reset timer. Okay, I have 27 minutes before it's 11 a.m., which means I have 27 minutes to get those ingredients to make the ring. So I need 7 ingots, 1 gold tooth, and 300 gold. So I keep a stack of some ingots and things in here just in case of this scenario. So I would immediately be going and buying, right? You come to Misc Trade, right? And you go and you buy some ingots, right? You type in gold ingot and you pay 1,400 gold for your other 2, and you go and you get whatever other reagents were needed for that. If we come back here, you come over here and you're like, okay, got my stuff, got my gold tooth. You craft that ring. That ring, assuming it had the rolls that I was just saying, right, with all additional damage and 2 strength and luck on it, is going to go for like 1 key or 2 keys or 3 keys, right? It's a crazy good ring, and you can make tons of gold by going and buying the mats and then reselling the ring. So if you have enough capital to start getting items like this, reselling them to some, right, Jay Griffia or whatever you want, right? Some high roller god who's going to pay through the nose for a best in slot ring. This is the way to do it. You can do the same thing here with the armor. If you see you have crazy good rolls on any of these items, right, you'll want to come through every half hour, just check, right? And you'll look for something that has, right, crazy stats on it. Lots of magic damage, lots of physical damage, maybe a ton of knowledge, or etc. You really want those pieces to be best in slot though. If you're going to invest resources in crafting them, they need to be, every stat needs to be a good roll. You can't have bad stats, otherwise people are not going to pay anywhere near as much, because it is guaranteed. You will get the stats for whatever you crafted it on. Same here, you can check here. So we can go through, nothing good, nothing good. Nope, nothing crazy, right? But eventually you'll check one of these and you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is the best item in the world, and you can make so much gold off of them. I'm talking like keys of gold. for doing virtually nothing. You may have to have like a few thousand gold to get the mats for the item in the 30-minute window, but other than that, you're like completely chilling. Anything good here? So yeah, we just keep going through. You can check all these items, right? Check the services on them. As well as the weaponsmith, right? You can get some crazy like demon glees. My friend got a spear of rot last night that had plus, I believe it was +4 true damage, +4 additional damage, and then a 6% physical damage bonus roll and all attributes. Very good, very insane spear of rot. So we crafted it up, immediately resold it for multiple keys. So that's the way that you play this. Keep in mind that doing this and selling these can take a little bit more time. Here's one, right? There's 4 additional physical damage. So if the knowledge was also rolled like 4 additional true physical damage, right? So you have +8 damage on a 33 damage recurve bow. All of a sudden it's like, okay, right? That's your go button. So yeah, I highly recommend looking at these items, seeing if you have any crazy rolls, and if you do have crazy rolls, buying them and then flipping the item. You can make crazy amounts of gold by doing that. And then finally here, I will go through the Goblin Merchant. Most of these items are not going to be worth buying, depending on what their price is. I think the most valuable ones are going to be rings and necklaces, especially rings right now. Rings seem to be much more rare than they were previously. Their drop rate seems to be lowered, and so you can almost always get about 300 gold for a decent ring, 3 to 5. And if you get a god tier ring, that's like a K plus, like a 1250 or whatever. Other things to roll on that are nice are boots. Like these Lightfoot boots are actually not a bad roll. We got a gray one there, so it's waste 50 gold. But if you want to try and gamble and make some profit, you can do it in stuff like this. Lightfoot boots is a good one. Boots and gloves are only 50 each, as well as helmets. So I think those are the most, they're the cheapest to roll and still maybe get a good investment on. Chest gloves are 75, and your weapons start becoming 100. And then accessories, your amulets and rings are 100 or 125. So you'll want to take that into consideration, but you can make some good gold on amulets and rings. Definitely rings. Boots and gloves are also not a bad idea, especially if it's like riveted gloves that have the base strength. That's what I would be investing money in on the Goblin Merchant. As far as rarities go, you have a 35% chance of getting a gray item, like I just got. You have a 30 or so percent chance of getting a white. So most of the time, you're going to fall into these categories. You have a 20% chance of getting a green. You have like a 13% chance of getting a blue. And then you have a 2% chance of getting an epic, and it's a little less than 1%. It's like 0.5% chance of getting a legendary. So potentially here we can make some crazy money if you do land on a legendary. And it does end up having good rolls on it, and it's not garbage, which can happen. But this is definitely not a reliable way. This is more of a, if you want to have some fun, you got some extra cash laying around, spend your money on those things, you'll have the highest chance of getting a return on your investment. I think that is it for my merchant guide. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below to help the algorithm, and I will catch you all later.